It all started with George W. Bush.
God bless America. And God bless the Sizzler.
Since kicking off his screen career on Saturday Night Live in the mid-90s, Will Ferrell has become one of the most bankable and prolific stars in Hollywood, with some truly memorable roles, including an ice skater, a newsreader, Santa's little helper, Dr. Evil's henchman, a racing car driver. You get the point. He's got range. Will's latest film sees him coming full circle and getting political once again.
Oh, Black Hawk Down!
This time as a Southerner vying for a seat in Congress against opponent Galifianakis in the campaign, with hilarious and often even more hilarious results.
He just punched a baby.
So put your hands together for funny man Will Ferrell. Go on, because if you don't, he'll be forced to do it himself.
Please welcome Will Ferrell!
I just found out what a dunny is.
You had to go there?
I had to go, and I found out what a little dunny is. It's adorable. It makes it sound so fun. I'm gonna go visit the dunny. Yeah.
Welcome to our country.
Now, your movie, brilliant. The Campaign, absolutely loved it. Certainly politics at its extreme. There are so many funny moments that we could go through. What's your funniest moment, your funniest scene in the movie?
Oh, gosh. There's so many.
One of them involved a dunny and a woman, didn't it?
A dunny and a woman? Yes. A porta dunny.
Yes.
Yes, my character does... just spit up something. My character does have sexual relations with a woman in a porta potty. That was pretty funny.
It was.
I'm trying to think. I mean,
The baby punch
is pretty good. I mean, there's one scene that I'm not in.
You just said the baby punch is pretty good. That's a weird statement, isn't it?
Well, you weren't working with that baby.
So that was an ad-lib.
An annoying baby. Yeah, that wasn't even scripted. That was just like, we need to shut this kid up. But there is a great scene, though, that Zach's in around the dinner table where he has to get these... He confides in his family that I'm running for office, and we should all confess if we've done anything wrong. And his kids have the most horrific admissions to things they've done. Yeah.
Now, your character, Cam Brady, he will do anything to be elected. He's a guy with all of those skeletons in the closet, and he's pretty open about all of them as well.
He's pretty open. I mean, he's, he is the modern-day politician who now this new tactic is that if you find out something bad about them, the new thing is to admit it and say, I did it, it was wrong, and it has to stop. No more of this behavior. It's awful. And hopefully I won't do it again. That's this new magic trick that everyone's trying. It's crazy.
As an actor, do you wish you had the same freedoms to be immoral as politicians do?
Yeah. That'd be good. Yeah, but I'm a good, ethical person. Yes. Yeah. Except for punching babies. I love it. Once you get a taste for that. Oh man. Are there any babies here?
We swept for babies before you came in. Just getting to our PM, you've been asked a lot since you've gotten here what you think of our PM. It was all about her hair when she was elected. Cam, it's all about his hair. Is it important to be a politician with good hair?
I think it is. I think if you have horrible hair, forget it. Yeah, it's I kind of patterned Cam Brady after John Edwards, who he spent $900 on haircuts, and there's a YouTube video of him off camera, and it's him just combing his hair over and over again to I Feel Pretty.
That's not the guy who sees. That's not the guy who sees dead people, is it? That's a different John Edwards.
That's a different John Edwards. But the guy who sees dead people also has great hair.
What about Bush? You played George Bush for years. What did George Bush ever think about your portrayal?
He loved it. He thought it was... So, no, I never really heard from him. Yeah. Still waiting. No, I was too afraid to hear from him because we went pretty hard after him. Yeah.
Could you give us a little bit of George Bush now?
I could. It's Hughesy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hughes, that's a good name. Because your last name is Hughes?
Yeah.
And then you put a Y on the end, it becomes Hughesy. I'm a big fan of nicknames. I'm going to call you Stretch because you're tall. And, anyway, that's what I've been up to lately.
We do have to take a break right now, although you're more experienced as Anchorman. You've been more experienced. Ron Burgundy's far more experienced.
Absolutely.
Would you like to throw to the break for us? The Prime Minister is coming up, obviously. If you'd like to do it. Do we have a camera? Camera 5?
Camera 5? Is that camera you're pointing to? Coming up next, Prime Minister Julia Gillard reveals something very interesting about her partner.
This is the project where Will Ferrell is still with us at the desk. But first, Carrie, you've got a bit of business to take care of.
Yes, I do. Some Aussie coaches are being labelled traitors for helping other countries win gold at the Games. So far in London, 14 gold medals have been won by foreign athletes trained by Aussie coaches. It's because countries like China are willing to fork out the big bucks. And ladies, I hate to break it to you, but you can no longer blame scatterbrain, like I just had then, on the kids. American researchers have found a woman's memory actually improves after having a child. So while the baby brain excuse is still safe, it won't cut it once Bub is born. I've been using that excuse for 4 years.
My wife's going to have to sharpen up after that. There's no doubt about that.
3 kids? How was your baby brain?
3. My baby brain was fantastic. Yeah. No, but you know, I'm surprised to hear that because there's, you know.
Yeah, we're very vague after we've had a child.
Yeah, my wife's, she got a little scattered.
Yeah.
It's all the small children running around taking up their time?
That might be it. Yeah.
3 boys as well.
3
boys.
crazy boys.
Wow.
Yeah. It's too much. I love them, but gosh, I did not sign up for this.
Now, we have been chatting about your awesome movie, The Campaign, but meanwhile, here in Australia, it's been all quiet on the political front with the PM on a well-earned break, but after a poll bounce, Labor hitting a 6-month high, it's all back on in the nation's capital. And from Canberra, we're joined now by Prime Minister Julia Gillard. Prime Minister, some of the best poll news in 6 months for you, and you just got back from a week off. You must be feeling pretty good.
Well, I am back from leave and I'm raring to go. Lots of hard work in front of me, but a week off in tropical North Queensland does you a lot of good.
Now, in the news today, power prices, they've been skyrocketing for years now. Why all of a sudden you guys jump up and down about it? You've, had the chance to for the last 4 years. Why now?
Well, we've been doing a lot of work on power prices and now's the time to get all of that work at the COAG table before me and all of the state premiers and chief ministers, and to get the job done, we want to take all of the work that's been done, put it before state premiers and make a difference for power price rises in the future.
Mrs. Prime Minister? Is that...
Oh, whatever.
Okay. Can I just call you Jules?
That'll do too.
Julia, I have a question for you. I understand your partner is a hairdresser. Is that correct?
Yes, he is.
And I suffer from horrible split ends. Would you have any advice for me, or any way that I could... Because this hair is terrible. It's like horse hair. And I'm at my wit's end.
Well, I can give you some very clear advice, and I'm sure Tim would endorse it. You need to get yourself to a hairdresser straight away. Okay. You need to spend buckets and buckets of money on in-salon treatments, and then you need to buy everything that they recommend for you to take home.
Now, Prime Minister, the other big news of this week is, of course, the Olympics. Everyone's got an opinion. How do you think we're going?
I think people can be a little bit tough. I mean, our athletes are over there amongst the world's best, trying their guts out, everything that they possibly can, and I think we're really at the stage that we should just be cheering for them and right behind them rather than starting to, you know, criticise or question.
Julia, it's Will again. I'm wondering, do you have an opinion on the power prices? Did someone already ask you about that? Oh, never mind.
Well, someone did ask me about that,
okay.
and I'm concerned that with all of these treatments in the hairdressers, you know, there's a lot of power being used, blow dryers and the like, so those power price rise issues are important for you too.
Absolutely.
Fair enough, Julia. I want to get back to the Olympics, though, because there's some real pain happening there for Australians. There is. And, I mean, we've got a lot of silver medals, but they're not good enough. You don't want silver at the next election, do you? It's not going to work for you, is it?
Well, Hughesy, the election is a two-horse race. When we're talking about the Olympics, you've got people who have trained a lifetime and we're somehow full of criticism instead of saying that is a fantastic result.
Now, Prime Minister, from my understanding, you're saying that these are people that physically put themselves through the ringer, years and years of training, they push their bodies to the absolute limit. Given that seems to be what Tony Abbott has done to prepare for Prime Minister, would you say that we should be proud of his efforts as well?
No, I think we should send him to the next Olympics.
Prime Minister, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it. We'll chat again soon.
Thank you.
Had you planned on meeting our Prime Minister during your time in Australia?
Whenever I do press in a foreign country, I demand that I interview a head of state. Yeah, that's kind of one of the perks. Yeah.
Well, your movie's all about getting the edge over the opponent. I can learn to speak. Do you have any advice for Julia coming up to the next election?
You know what? I don't. I wish her the best of luck. Yeah.
I suppose channeling Cam in the campaign, right. You guys are great at mudslinging. Like, that is just some superb mudslinging. They're not so great in our politics. Is any tips for them, what they should be doing? She should just research any sort of superficial fact about the opponent and just hammer away without any sort of conscience whatsoever. Because in the end, it really won't matter. Yeah.
Well, the Olympics are going pretty well for you guys. Let's take a look at the medal tally right now compared to Australia.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah.
USA! Oh, sorry.
You're in Australia, so just back off on that. But Michael Phelps, obviously a legend in America. He's won 18 gold medals individually. But today, did he ruin his reputation by openly admitting that he pees in the pool?
Oh, is that what he said?
That's what he said, man.
Wow. Okay, I don't feel so bad. That makes me an elite swimmer then. I am constantly urinating. I don't even use my dunny. I just go for the outdoor pool.
Well, we're very excited because our basketballers are now preparing to take on the USA Dream Team in the quarterfinal clash, which includes the likes of LeBron James and Kobe Bryant. But Aussie point guard Paddy Mills, he believes the Americans can be beaten, and he joins us now live from London. Paddy, welcome. Can you do it? Can the Boomers win?
That's the plan. We're hoping to.
Paddy.
Trash talking, Will.
Paddy. Oh, Paddy. Oh, Paddy. Are you guys...
Yes,
are you
going on?
Are you guys really going to show up? Or are you thinking maybe let's just take a night off?
No, we're actually thinking that they were going to do that.
Who are you looking forward to guarding most? Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Melo? I can go on.
Probably LeBron James the most. I think we're similar in size, so that'll be a good matchup.
Now, Paddy, don't listen to Will, mate. We can do it, and, mate, well done on that three-pointer on the buzzer to beat Russia, who were unbeaten. Well done, Paddy Mills!
Thank you.
Thanks very much, Paddy, and a big happy birthday for Saturday. Paddy Mills there, live from London.
You're a bit of a basketballer, though. Weren't you the head of your basketball team at school?
The captain.
I was the captain.
Yeah.
Yes, the captain, which... I was an unorthodox captain. I was the sixth man off the bench. I averaged like 1.2 points a game.
Really?
All 5 fouls. Yeah.
Obviously, you're quite famously in semi-pro. You wrestled a bear. Should the Australians be wrestling bears?
You know, that might be a great pre-game warm-up. You know, get the nerves out, have a good wrestle with a bear, or maybe something more indigenous to Australia, like a wallaby.
What about those shorts? Do you normally wear those shorts when you play basketball?
You know, I think that's one of the biggest mistakes in the modern game is losing the short shorts. Because you're so much faster in those tight little short shorts because you want the game to get over so you can get out of the shorts.
You also, you run marathons, that's a true story, isn't it?
I have. I'm retired.
But do you still jog? Do you jog around LA?
I'll jog like 4 to 6 miles every other day.
Do people chase you?
No. A lot of people, if they see me, they're wondering why I'm running. What's going on with him?
Dave fancies himself a runner.
I am. We should jog together, man. We'll hang out in LA. We've organised it.
Yeah.
All right, no. Did you hear about what happened at the Olympics where the guy threw the bottle onto the field just before the 100-metre sprint?
Right.
Yeah. Well, the judo champion, female judo champion from Holland, who actually karate chopped this dude, was speaking about it today.
The guy threw the bottle into the track, and I was like flabbergasted and angry. And the thing I did was like, I pushed him away hard and said, "Dude, are you crazy?"
She's beautiful. I'd love to be judo chopped by her.
Now you know what it takes.
Yeah.
We have to take a break. Will is sticking with us. We'll be back in just a moment.
This is the project. Will Ferrell is still with us. Dave,
a couple of bits of feedback. Just on Facebook. Will is the funniest guy on the planet from Kyle.
Yes.
Yeah. And another one. Will Ferrell is my hero. I'll try to maintain professionalism, but then again, where is the fun in that? That's from Dr. Andrew Rochford on Twitter.
There you go. Thank you. That's why they sat me down here, Will. They were concerned.
We've got to get to some few newses now, and just as expected, the Reserve Bank has kept rates on hold. The official cash rate remains at 3.5% for the second month in a row. Means no relief for mortgage holders, but is in line with economists' predictions. And how's this for an excuse? A Florida woman's been arrested after leading cops on a chase while driving to her man's house. When they finally caught up with her, she told police she'd been driving topless to surprise her partners and was too shy to pull over. She was just trying to keep it interesting.
But do we have vision of that? Normally they have vision.
Yeah, there's no tape on
PG,
that.
PG.
Yeah. Oh, well. Huh. What, topless driving... That's an interesting kind of prospect. Yeah, yeah.
Isn't the interesting bit that she didn't just take it off when she got there?
Right.
But that's the fun, that's the thrill in it, you know?
The boyfriend's not in the car.
I know, but then you get there and you got to fumble around.
So you do this.
There it is. Now,
it's odd that it was a half-hour drive, though.
She may have wanted a tan on the way.
Okay.
Now, you must have a few romantic secrets. You and your wife have been together for 12 years.
Yes.
I was very touched. I was watching your acceptance speech for, I think it was the Mark Twain Awards, and you had some kind words to say about your wife. Well, let's take a look at that right now.
You've given us 3 beautiful boys, and we have a wonderful life together. But I do have to say, sometimes you get a little lippy.
Is honesty the key? Is honesty really the key there?
You have to be able to criticize each other.
Publicly.
Yeah. What was so great about that, too, people were coming up to me afterwards going, "You are so mean to your wife. You need to stop it. I would have walked out on you." And, sorry, ma'am, it was a joke.
They didn't understand that she married you because you're funny, yep, and very handsome.
Handsome first. Yeah.
But what about your kids?
And the topless driving.
Yes, yeah. What about your kids? So you got 3 boys. Do they? I know my kids would rather SpongeBob SquarePants than me.
Sure.
Do you kids think you're funny?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
In fact, they are brutally honest once again and tell me how unfunny I am constantly. Yeah. So they're the toughest audience by far. Yeah.
But you can tickle them, and
you can tickle them.
Keep you nice and grounded.
Yeah.
The one question I really wanted to ask you, of all the wonderful characters that you have played, which one is the closest to you?
Probably Ron Burgundy. Between the Scotch drinking and the womanizing, and I love a good zipper boot.
What is happening with Anchorman 2?
I wish, do you know? Because I don't know. No,
we saw a little snippet, You've made
ads.
We made ads. We're going to start filming next year. We're writing the script right now, and we're waiting. Steve Ferrell and Paul Rudd have some other commitments, so they can't start filming till January. So
well, the world can't wait, man. So no pressure, but the world can't wait.
Now, it's something I wanted to play that a lot of people in Australia wouldn't have seen, but it's one of my favourite things you've done. And normally I don't like, actors or comedians doing ads. But you did a series of ads that, as far as I know, you won't even pay for. Take a look at this. This is for Old Milwaukee beer.
Oh, right. It just cut off.
Now how did that come about? How did you end up doing an ad for no money for a beer no one had ever heard of?
It's such a horrible beer. I felt sorry for it. And, there was a brand that they were about to cancel, so they came to us and said, you can literally do whatever you want to do. You can make fun of us. You can do whatever. And I was like, that's the job for me.
Well, we are almost out of time here on the project, but first, here's your top 5. China remains on top of the medal count with 31 gold medals. Australia's climbed back up to 19th spot with 2 gold, 12 silver and 8 bronze. Disappointment for homeowners hoping for some relief after the RBA today left the cash rate on hold at 3.5%. Back to the Olympics, and Australia could be experiencing a coaching drain. It's been revealed 14 gold medals have been won in London by foreign athletes trained by Aussie coaches. Conflict continues in Syria despite the Syrian Prime Minister fleeing the country and labelling the Assad government a terrorist regime. Meanwhile, our own PM is slightly up in the polls, though still trails the opposition 46 to 54% on a two-party preferred basis. Basically, both Julia Gillard and Tony Abbott, seen here eating a sausage, remain as popular as this guy's album of cat organ songs. Cat organ hits there. I highly recommend it. I also highly recommend the campaign, the new movie. It's so funny and also really political. Like, makes a really strong political point.
Yeah.
Were you scared of doing that? Do people worry when you get political?
No, I mean, I think we were protected by making kind of such an outlandish film, and as long as it was funny enough, then we could kind of sneak the point of view in there as well.
Very funny movie, and you haven't had pretty much all your movies are really funny. I mean, how do you work that out? Seriously, I mean, that's...
I have a computer program I can show you. It's really easy. Yeah, it's not that big a deal, actually.
Well, unfortunately, the end of the show has come. We must go. The campaign is in cinemas from Thursday. Big thank you to Will Ferrell.